Hi guys, it's me, Joseph again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to the holiday season of December in 2025, I shall be covering the fourth and final CD worth of video footage that was featured in the Bible miniseries. And boy, it was great. This story, this entire thing was wonderful. But for some reason, CD number 4 is short, like unbelievably short. It's only like about maybe an hour or so long, where the other ones were about two and a half hours long. So it was a big surprise to me to see this one like that. But it covered from the Jesus Christ resurrection, and then in that Mary Magdalene and that bunch finding Jesus Christ at burial Shroud, which would later become the Shroud of Turin, right up until the Book of Revelation. Now, as you probably gathered from the title, the Bible miniseries, it was all these stories are basically the stories that have been told and retold in the Holy Bible, the cornerstone of Jewish and Christian belief. So I think that he did a good job for this last 60's worth, and he told many stories about the things that I really didn't know about before seeing this series. I'll get to them in a moment, as it comes. But mostly, it was Paul of Tarsus. There was Revelation, which he didn't really cover that much. The failure of poisoning, I think it was John, in his time of Revelation, the last book in the Bible, as well as the first Roman to be convert into Christianity. And it was actually pretty good. There wasn't any of the gross, gory, slow motion stuff from Passion, although unless you count like a flashback to it. But this is mostly peaceful, until some Roman legionnaires beat the crap out of a peaceful, fun-loving group of poor Christians. And with that being said, there is no blood. There is no actual gore fest. There is no actual swearing. But there is violence with them. So I don't know whether to classify that as a PG-13 type thing or whatever. Definitely not rated G. Although, like most of the stories in this little thing, this little collection, most of them are, PG and PG-13 stuff. So, anyway, let's start this off with the Shroud of Turin story. Pretty much Mary Magdalene and some of the others go to see Jesus Christ tomb to give the last a prayer / see the body and that kind of thing. But we find out the tomb is empty, and this could lead most people to see that this is the main proof that Jesus Christ existed, because there was no body in the tomb. Quite literally, there was no physical body in the tomb. So once it resurrected and went to heaven, or it's roaming around the earth or something like that. To which, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I personally believe in Mr. Christ as being the savior of humanity and all that other stuff that attributes to him. So, there's that. But I like to think that, when Jesus Christ was resurrected from his grave in the tomb, meaning that he had the power to give it to Lazarus, to resurrect him, and being that it was like his own power, that he could just resurrect himself, like a good version of Doomsday from DC. But I like to think that when he resurrected himself and came out and went and came that big boulder rock that was in his pathway, in the doorway to the cave, he said, I am too big, Jesus. And then he woke up and then he gave you the fucking punch, and then the thing shattered into pieces. And then he went up on his merry way. Now, that's funny because he lived behind it, Shroud of Turin, which I believe, if memory serves me right, that was found in Turin. Turin is leave and was proven false. But it's still pretty fun to think of that, logically speaking, that's what would happen in real life. That you have a barrel shroud with a body, and then he would leave his oils and its personal residue and sweat and stuff on the cloth. That makes sense. And then when he disappeared, that they would come back and leave it back as proof. But yeah, Mary Magdalene and whoever was with her at the time, I don't know the specifics of the disciples and apostles and stuff. The one I know for sure is Mary Magdalene, because she was talking chicken the whole bunch. So, yeah. She runs back to everyone and says, Jesus is nowhere to be found. He's a missing person, if you will. And he appears to them in vision form. And it's great because they all act like they haven't seen a friend in 20 years or so. Or, like, I would react if I saw my mother in person once again. Crying, wimpy-eyed and all that stuff, so that would be cool. But the most realistic portion of this, I've never seen done before, or never seen mentioned before, is the fact that when Jesus Christ comes back, even in spirit form, he's like, he got the same mark feet that he had when he was crucified, being that he had the holes in his hand and his wrist, and I would presume his ankles too, or his feet. So that's really nice. But it should be noted that even though there was a marking on his hands and feet and all that other stuff, there was no marking on his face or his upper body or his head of the crown of thorns that we always had and portrayed as. Because, heaven forbid we ever had a marking on hot Jesus' face. And that's something that's very weird. They didn't include in it. They put the holy hand in there, but they forgot to make his face all bloody and spoiled and all kind of other stuff too. And so there's probably other things that you would expect from a crucified body to exhibit, but they didn't put that in there. Probably for good reason too. Anyway, they all pray, and for some reason it comes out like a big mega horn where everyone can, say, these people are here, even though the authorities are still looking for the group, and the Pharisees are still peeved that even though Jesus Christ is gone now and he can't spread his prophecy, that his apostles and followers are still shouting at his name and all that. So they make a big scene of it and all that. So there's that. And let's see here. Now he also said that go forth and spread my word of equality and that I am the way and all this stuff. If you believe in me, you'll get in heaven and all this other stuff too. Real egalitarian, right? Men, women, race doesn't matter. Wealth doesn't matter. As we'll see later on with the emperor and stuff. King blessed and converted into heaven, into Christianity. And then they have the slaves follow suit, the servants and the concubines, I'm assuming they all follow suit. Although, if you ask me, it's kind of not by choice, doing it. But in details. And in case, they have them, going forth and spreading his word. And then they have, they show that, he's got quite a few people that don't like his word, besides, the Pharisees. And one of them is Paul of Tarsus. I think he was really like a high senator or like a high merchant or something. And, yeah. I don't know exactly where he's from or what he does. I know that he's from Tarsus. That's plain obvious. But, he goes to the Pharisees. He asks them to, give lots of power, lots of men, lots of money to help him out with, getting rid of these heretics. He just follows them and whatnot. So, the Pharisees give to him, under their own influence, they give them all the power and all the people they want to give these interlopers and heretics. It actually reminds me a lot of the ICE agents in now times, because they wear black and they're very violent toward these people who don't really do anything to hurt anybody, just the freedom of thought and the freedom to believe who you want to believe and who you want to believe in. So yeah, it's kind of hard to watch and sit through, but it's minor compared to Jesus Christ suffering. So then they stone somebody, and then Paul starts to swing up of this guy, and it's kind of frankly, the people who are his apostles are like the innocent, free radical people and all that. Like, and the people who oppose them are like overly aggressive, overly critical of poor people, and they're very much into the status quo of the Jewish, rule and stuff, and Roman law. So also it parallels with when Jesus refused to stone that girl from before time, from the before episodes. And that of the year, so I like the way this guy says, look, the gates opening up for me to heaven, and sure enough, they do show up. A lot of light coming down from the sky to him, and then Paul chucks a big stone at him and kills him right then and there. So, I don't know anything about stoning. I mean, my father was stoned plenty times in the 60s and 70s, but I'm sure they got stoned like that before. And he ended up getting killed for in the process. So then there's also a part where Paul sends in the Roman legionnaires, led by the guy that looks Shaggy from Scooby-Doo movies, Matthew Lillard. It's just real funny and stuff. That's how I identify him. And they show him, roughing up Peter's house, where they're having like a big meeting or dinner, or maybe a tea party for all I care. And he start roughing him up and stuff. And they say, quit doing this, quit spreading the word of the fallen heretic and all that. So yes, I would say that that's accurate to the time period of the prehistory around the time of post Jesus Christ. So anyway, the next part is it's actually kind of funny for me at least, because Mary Magdalene gains the power of the Holy Spirit through prayer and through meditation, and that she goes to heal a cripple who was like lame from birth. Now, lame in this case means that he can't walk right. He can't walk at all. People like to say lame as in like a lame duck or lame, this lame, this dull and stupid and all that. But lame originally meant, crippled. So she goes to this guy and prays to Jesus, and then she touches him or something, or gives him her hand or something, and then she ends up restoring the guy's walking balance to perfection. Now this is funny to me, and here's why. When I was in college, I knew this guy who was, I think, when I say Puerto Rican, or maybe Dominican, from DR, and he looked like a dead giveaway to Jesus Christ. He looked like a copy of him. Same skin tone, same voice, same hair, same beard, mustache. It was so uncanny. People would call him Christ. Something about it. So, I used to say to him, I said, hey Alvaro, let's do a face skit. You touch me on my forehead, and I pretend to walk. And he was like down doing that joke. Because he knew that I would die with it too, so it was okay for us to joke around with that. So that if we went to a church and we did that skit, I know that people would come at us with pitchforks and probably call us the devil and all this other stuff. So that probably wouldn't be too good for us. So that's good for me that you can give up the power of Christ to make other people feel better and heal them, all that. Again, it's a mirror of when Jesus did the healing of the leprosy and against cripples, and even when he killed that guy Shaggy by restoring his ear, giving the quarter trick. So anyway, there, yeah. Big Paul had said, I hate Christians, I hate this, I hate that about him, and all that stuff. So he vows to hunt them all down. So he gets a gaggle of soldiers, and then he goes over to the next big stronghold of Christian believers, or proto-Christians, if you will. So as he's right there, he sees Jesus Christ there, and the vision knocks him off the horse, and then and then he's like, I hate you, I spit in your name and all that stuff. And apparently, this thing is part of the Bible, and part of this Bible too. It's pretty much word for word. So anyway, he's off the horse on the ground, struggling and saying, I hate you, and blah blah blah, and this and that. So when we're actually seeing it from the soldier's point of view, the guy yelling at nothing, it's almost like he's going crazy for falling off the horse. He's having a seizure or a mental breakdown or something about it, because nobody sees Jesus except for Paul, the most anti-Christian, anti-Jesus guy in the bunch, which is why he's the Pharisees' favorite, because he will actually do the dirty work that they can't do themselves, to silence any other heretics from the big movement that's coming, all that stuff. So anyway, yeah, Paul tosses, yelling and cursing at Christ and all this. And then he offers him his hand, and then Paul refuses it. So what does he do? Solar flare. Yeah, I swear. He gives him a holy solar flare treatment. And it actually blinds Holy Boy. So it's really sad that now that he gave him the treatment and blinding him, he's more humble now. He's not very chatty and not very hateful toward everybody. So I forgot who it was. I think it was either Simon or some one of the apostles. Maybe it was Peter. I'm not 100% sure of that. But he goes and he talks to Paul in his room by himself, and Paul's like, help me. I might be blind, but now I see that Jesus is the way. And I see that Jesus Christ is the Messiah, like everyone says he is. I'm sorry, and I repent and all this other stuff. So he also had the touch, like he get the touch, like Optimus finally got the touch. So he goes over to heal Paul at the sight and give it back to him. again, like Christ did a few times, I'm sure. But the funny is that he holds his hand over Paul's eyes like this, like a peekaboo, I see you. Peekaboo, I see you. So when he pulls the hand back, he can see you better again. Like clear eyes, clear vision. So, he forms himself, he starts preaching that he's, about Jesus being a good guy instead of a bad guy. And through him, he gets followers and stuff. Not on Twitter, but like real followers, people that will do stuff for him. And that's how this movement grows. But they also show how by growing this faith in this movement, other people don't like it. Other people who are kind of steadfast and stubborn actually don't like it. And many of the apostles are killed. One of them in India, other ones I think in Europe. Then one of them is also the Roman Emperor. I can't remember the name offhand, but he becomes the first emperor of Rome to actually become a Christian, which is why we have tie-ins, being having the stronghold of Catholicism now in modern day. And I hope that when they make the new Passion of the Christ 2, I hope that they cover this portion near the spread of Christianity in the ancient world and in the modern world too. So they show that everything goes good. With a few deaths here and there, a few people dying and stuff. But for the most part, the Christianity is spreading. The word of Jesus is spreading like that. Well, depending on how you ask, if you talk to people who are fine with their own religion, don't want to change it back, it's more like it grows like cancer. But the other people, it's growing like a flower. They keep getting bigger, more influence as it goes along. So, yeah. Then you got the authorities led by the Pharisees want to take down, like the man that want to take down the little guy. And they sent soldiers and stuff to Paul's house and John's house and all that. And they kill Paul. And they kill, John, and I think, Luke survived to go on to, I think he died, but I don't remember where he died. I think it was, I forgot where he died. Maybe in the Middle East, maybe in Europe. Oh wait, I remember now. Luke died in, somebody died in Ethiopia. And somebody else died in India. But John they failed to kill. He was poisoned, I think, with hemlock or something or other. He puked up black liquid, so they exiled him to Greece. Which is weird because, that's where he wrote the song Grease Lightning. But anyway, he goes to Greece and he sees Christ in a cave, a vision of Jesus. And they show him saying that I'll be back very soon. That very soon is almost 20 years late. So, where is he? Where is Jesus? And am I supposed to be looking for him? And yet that is a reference to Forrest Gump too. Where is he? Is he in the rack? Is he in the book bag? Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, he's in spirit. Spirit. Yeah. That's why we make a joke at say, when someone says, what should you do with killing? I would say, well, if Jesus would do this, Jesus wouldn't gamble all. Just make him fun because I gamble too. But anyway, they showed that the Pharisees turned on Paul when they found that he couldn't be used anymore. When he worked for the other guy now, they don't like him anymore. So they show the people over there converting into Jesus' followers, and they showed that Peter did in fact become a fisher of men, meaning that he converted them into Christians, and that he made them into spiritual beings now from Christ. So let's see, trying to give it's a lot part of Jesus' story. You have Luke, you have Peter, Paul, and John. And then they also mention that Paul's writings, meaning he's such a prolific writer, was most prominent, the most prominent apostle that was in the Bible of the Baker dozen. Of 4 people: Mark, yet the will, Matthew, with John, Paul, and Ringo. So that's those guys, and it's funny. They show them in various parts of the world, in India, in Ethiopia, etc. And then they all died, spreading the word of Jesus Christ, and whatever made them happy. So I really like it. I like the way they show little flashback here and there. I like the way it's the end. David so money spread all over the world, and it just ends. I was really surprised by how long it was. Like, that's it. It's only been an hour. That's it. I thought that was it. So I even had to check the menu on the DVD menu. And sure enough, the only thing was the courage that was accepted. Because people had the courage to spread the word, everyone hated them, and there were people that didn't want to accept the word of the Christ. So, make of that what you will. So, yeah, I enjoyed the Bible miniseries a lot because it tells a bunch of stories and it makes it, realistic with real actors, and so what happened in the Bible, or what supposedly happened in the Bible. I just wish they did more with the Genesis story, as well as some of the other stuff. They had the Binding of Isaac, the Ten Commandments story. They had Paul Tarsus. They had Jesus' birth. By the way, I would love to see what would happen if when they had Jesus Christ as a little kid. It'd be like Dennis Menace, not Dennis Menace, but with cuddly powers. Or even better, like Kevin McAllister, because it's Christmas. Having the powers of a god. And that would be some funny shit right there. Could you imagine Kevin McAllister with Thanos' powers with the Infinity Gauntlet? Oh, that'd be so much fun. I've heard stories about how that would happen, and they play it mostly straight, with the Virgin Mary and we'll get water and that kind of thing. The only thing is that I wonder why they had Obama as Satan. The guy that played Satan looked like Obama. But besides that, it was a good story. Good with people like Pontius Pilate. Good with the Pharisees. Good with Mary Magdalene. Good with everybody. So, I thank you for watching my video about not only this CD, but all the CDs to do with the Bible mini series. It was very good. And after the Passion of Christ, it's kind of like a little bit of down, a little bit of a smoothing over after all the drama of the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. So it was really good in that regard. You get this for the holiday season of December in 2025. And such, it's good amazing to give this CD as well as the type of mini series. And happy face to Polo because it's freaking awesome. This thing is awesome. No, just why not to watch it? It's cheap now. You should watch it. If anyone likes the Jewish tales and the Christian tales and read everything to do with that. Like Nebuchadnezzar, you learn about him. You learn about Lot. You learn about Rebecca. You learn about Lot's wife. And it's all good. Oh yeah, if you like what you see here and want to see more of my videos, just like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also, you can also contact me for any future information about future videos by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter at P Maelstrom Pro. It's also next. So my email is jtveganchannel@gmail.com. So I love the Bible mini series. This is very, very good. It's top notch, high acting of all the boys involved. It really does emphasize good stories from the Bible, as well as things that you probably don't know about, like Lazarus, Nebuchadnezzar. That's what everyone knows, like the Ten Commandments, the plagues of Egypt, Genesis. Yeah, I would like to see a thing about the book of Enoch too. And in this, they got David, Solomon, they got Bathsheba, they got everybody that you know and love from the Bible stories. Luke, not Perry, but Luke. We got Paul. We got Mark, Matthew, and Dr. Milby. So now, let's look into religious stories or whatever mythology. And have a happy Hanukkah, have a happy New Year, have a happy and Merry Christmas, and a happy Kwanzaa, and happy holiday to everyone. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in Interland, Auf Wiedersehen and sayonara.